Good morning, all. Welcome to the December 13th meeting of the Los Angeles Unified School District Board of Education, regular meeting including closed session items and swearings in. Today it's 9:08 right now.
Good morning, and what a good morning it is. It is closed session. It's Tuesday, December 13th at, I'll confirm, 9:08 a.m. It is a day of good news. We'll start with the first bit, which is that Board President Gomez had her baby Sunday night. Both mother and daughter are happy and healthy. I think there's some poetry to the fact that her daughter was born on the day that our first female mayor was sworn in, which I'll get to in a minute. But we're thinking of Ms. Gomez and her family, wishing them very well, and she is excused in her absence today for those reasons, and will be sworn in privately, but we also congratulate her on her re-election to a second term on our Board of Education. Today is also an exciting day, as we very shortly are going to be welcoming our newest colleague for Board District 2, Dr. Rocio Rivas, and we're excited to swear her in, hear from her, and then have a little reception on her behalf. It was also an honor to see LA Unified graduate Karen Bass sworn in on Sunday as Los Angeles' first female and only second black mayor, with a very special student performance by the Chamber Choir of Hamilton High, our new mayor's alma mater in Board District 1. It was great. I was there along with, I know many of our district folks, including our student board member, Nate Shin. We're going to start our meeting this morning with public comment, both in person and virtual, and then we'll get to our main event, the swearing in of board members. I am honored that I think very shortly our student board member Nate Shin should be here to swear me in, but the main event is of course our new colleague Dr. Rivas, who will be here very shortly. So without further ado, we'll get to our public comment, and I'll turn it back over to Mr. McLean.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to do a quick roll call before we do that. Dr. McKenna.
Here.
Mr. Schmerelson.
Present.
Ms. Goldberg.
Here.
Ms. Ortiz-Franklin. Not here. Ms. Gomez, obviously not here. And Board President Melwin.
Vice President,
Vice
but
President.
I'll take it. Here.
Okay, let's go ahead with public comment. Under tab 1, Student Discipline Matters, Mr. David Tokovsky, are you on the line? I see that you're on the line with us. I'm asking you to unmute yourself. Mr. David Tokovsky. Press star 6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak once you begin. I see you have unmuted yourself, Mr. Tokovsky. You have 3 minutes to speak once you begin. Okay, Mr. Tokovsky, I will come back to you once we finish the next portion. Under tab 2, personnel, Brandy Sabrina Mendoza, are you here in person? Brandy Sabrina Mendoza. If you're here in person, come on up, and you have 3 minutes to speak once you begin. Okay, no Brandy. General public comment. Angie Gomez, are you here in person? Angie, come on up, Angie. You'll have 3 minutes to speak once you begin.
Yes, I have. Can you hear me?
Mr. Tokovsky, I can hear you, but can you please hold on for a moment as we have another speaker just about to begin. Go ahead. Thank you so much, Ms. Gomez.
Hello? Okay. Thank you. All right. Good morning. My name is Angie Gomez, and I'm here today as a proud LAUSD alum and now a proud LAUSD parent of an 8th grader at the Girls Academic Leadership Academy, Dr. Michelle King School for STEM, also known as GALA. I'm also the president of the volunteer organization, parent organization, Friends of GALA. I'm here today to follow up on several letters that I have sent to you all directly. Since February of this year, we've been imploring the board to fulfill the promise of providing GALA with our own campus. To date, no response has been received and no action has been taken by you, the leadership, in response to our pleas. I'm here to communicate to you in person the urgency of our request. Gala is the first and only all-girls public STEM school in LAUSD and in all of California. And to dispel some rumors out there, we are not a charter, we are not a magnet, we are not a pilot school. We are a public LAUSD school, a pioneering idea that was made reality, and a true LAUSD success story. In only 6.5 years of being open, Niche.com rates Gala in the top 1% of public middle schools and in the top 6% of high schools in California. And Gala has 0 enrollment issues. Every year we bring new students back to LAUSD with over 30% of new students coming in from independent charters, private schools, and out of the district. We are bringing millions of dollars back to LAUSD. We have a diverse student population with over 70% of our students identifying as students of color. Our students are scoring twice as high on standardized tests as the LAUSD average, and we have 100% graduation and 100% college acceptance. Yes, Gala is doing amazing things, but we now need your support. We have outgrown our space. The promise of our own campus is now long overdue, and the quality of instruction and our core mission is now being compromised. We are an all-girls school, and in order to take that model to the next level, we must have a single-gender campus. We have run out of classroom space. Our students can't practice sports regularly because we have limited access to facilities and resources on campus. We are using valuable staff time and resources to monitor every open and passing period in order to maintain the safety and separation of the two student bodies. Please, no more delay. We need a call of action immediately. Gala needs its own campus with middle and high school facilities in order to deliver on the mission of closing the gender gap in STEM fields by educating the next generation of young women in science, technology, engineering, and math. Gala needs you. Gala needs your support. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your time. Veronice Miron, are you on the line? Veronice Miron, if you're on the line, press *6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak once you begin. Ms. Miron, I see you are on the line. Press *6 to unmute yourself. Por favor, oprima estrella 6 para hablar y tiene 3 minutos para hablar adelante. Veronice Miron?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
We sure can. Thank you. Ms. Miron, we can hear you. We heard you for a moment. Ms. Miron, I see you are on the line and unmuted.
Hi, good morning. My name is Berenice Miron. I'm a parent in LAUSD Board District 5. I am a parent of a student receiving special education services, and I want to share with you all this morning things that I didn't know about special education and LAUSD. I didn't know that my child's disability determines the services that she's to be provided. One example of that is that she's being denied an inclusion specialist to help support his team understand his disability and eligibility, but he's not in the appropriate curriculum, so he's not eligible for that. Another thing that I didn't know about was how difficult the due process system is in LAUSD. I recently filed for a due process complaint. However, it seems to go nowhere because the same disagreements that I had with the IEP team, I keep having with the due process division. So with that said, there's many parents that have been providing public comments. Some of them have even gone to the board There's one person that I consistently see that was involved in retaliation tactics after she reported that the district was not abiding by her child's IEP. And it saddens me that this continuously happens in LAUSD, and a lot of parents don't feel the support. So now that you know some of the things that are happening, what is the board doing to help support these students and these families? We cannot continue to ignore parents' concerns about the Division of Special Education and the students not receiving the support that they need. So I continue to urge you to look into the Division of Special Education, because what's currently happening cannot continue to happen. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Marone, I just want to assure you that someone from the superintendent's staff will be following up to address those concerns very shortly. Thanks, Mr. McLean.
Thank you. Moving right along. Isabel, are you on the line? Isabel, if you are, press star 6 to unmute yourself, and you have 3 minutes to speak once you begin. Isabel, I see you're on the line. Press star 6 to unmute yourself, and you have 3 minutes to speak once you begin. Isabel. Isabel, por favor, oprime estrellita 6 para hablar y tiene 3 minutos para hablar adelante. Isabel. We're going to move on. Isabel, if you come back on, we will call you again at the end of public general comment. Yasin Cumplido, are you here? Yasin, are you here in person? Or Jacine? I have you here in person. Jenna Schwartz, are you here in person? Jenna Schwartz, and there you are.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jenna Schwartz. I'm here because I wanted to welcome the wonderful Dr. Rivas.
Buenos días.
You can tell things are not smooth in this moment.
We're
but
killing it. It's okay.
Buenos días.
I'm going to let her go.
¿Sí me escuchan?
Sí, se escucha.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. You have 3 minutes to speak once you begin. Okay, we're going to go with Ms. Schwartz, who's here in person, and then those of you who are on the line, please mute yourselves, and we'll come back to you once Ms. Schwartz is done. Thank you.
Okay, round 2. Hello, everybody. My name is Jenna Schwartz, and I'm here primarily because I wanted to welcome the wonderful Dr. Rivas to the school board, but I figured why miss my opportunity to talk to you all about public schools. First, having had the privilege to know Dr. Rivas for several years now, I know that her advocacy work and her love for community and public schools is unparalleled. She's going to be a tremendous asset to everybody. And on behalf of parent supporting teachers, we look forward to uplifting and supporting this board. Last night, the news announced that 25% of Los Angeles has the flu, and COVID cases are tripling weekly. I myself just had it a couple weeks ago. There are easy steps this board can take to mitigate that immediately. Over the break, let's make sure that all of our schools have working air filtration systems. Email and endorse directions and materials for Corsi Rosenthal boxes to all families so they can make them for their homes and classrooms. Reimburse or provide materials for teachers to make them in their classrooms. It's a science lesson. Nobody wants masks to come back. However, when worn correctly, they do prevent spread, and the district should really be encouraging mask use for anyone who feels ill at all. This should be at the forefront of the I Attend initiative. My son had 12 students absent from his class last week. 12. All of them out sick. Teachers are scrambling to cover classes because there aren't anywhere near enough subs. We need baseline testing for students before they return from winter break. Last year, we caught 80,000 cases of COVID at the winter baseline testing. Think of how many kids would not be absent if they didn't catch COVID from those 80,000 kids if we do baseline testing. As Superintendent Carvalho has repeatedly said, we have unprecedented monies at our disposal, and I hope we'll be using them to set in motion priorities moving forward, such as not only recruiting teachers, like HR is doing amazing, but understanding that retaining them is even more important. Negotiations are ongoing, nobody knows what happens behind closed doors, but what we do know is the expectations in our society of teachers are often not only unrealistic, but unfair. Teaching is a passion profession, no one goes into it for the money, but we live in Los Angeles, where rent in each of your board districts is beyond a teacher's salary and gas is $6 a gallon. Passion can't drive you to work, passion can't pay your rent. When my daughter was in 5th grade, there was a table in her classroom that the kids all rotated between because you couldn't see the board or the teacher from that table. That's because her class was so packed that the 39 kids weren't all able to see the teacher at the same time. Smaller class sizes benefit everyone, not just some. Making LAUSD the premier school district must include lower class sizes across the entire district. All students deserve this, and I also want to give a shout out to SEIU. Finally, acceleration days. Teachers at host school sites were able to order their picks of supplies for these days. They're sharing pictures of art supplies, board games, and even Ticonderoga pencils. This is amazing, but it should be offered to every single teacher prior to the beginning of school. And if any of you are thinking, we offer this, please follow up. This is not happening at school sites. Teachers are not being provided money to purchase supplies for their classroom. We need to provide for our school always, not just in emergency situations. And finally, Superintendent, please be mindful of the words you choose when you're speaking about parents and community advocates. All we're trying to do is make a better district for our kids, just like you are. We're not required to always agree, but without mutual respect, solutions are harder to find. Please remember that, with some exceptions, of course, every parent you meet, every email you get is from someone advocating for their child. And when you are inundated with emails on one specific topic, it's not to irritate you, it's because people don't feel they're being heard, and nobody wants to feel ignored. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Ray, are you here in person? Ray, if you are, come on up, and you have 3 minutes to speak once you begin.
Good morning. My name is Ray. I came to share my thoughts about myself. This is, for many, one of the most wonderful times of the year. It's a magical, loving, giving season, Christmas. For me, I've given gifts, but also received some. I'm going to share a couple of these gifts that impacted me personally. My first gift is my gift of life. I'd like to thank my God and my Savior for giving me life. And a couple years after that, 17 years, I gave my life to Him, and He is my Savior and Lord, and I follow Him every day of my life. My second gift is a gift of my family, the gift of my wife that God blessed me with. I have 5 kids of my own. They all live in my house, and I also have a daughter-in-law that lives with me. My last gift that I want to share with you is very personal. The gift of my profession, the gift of my career. I come from a single mom. There were 6 of us. We were like the Brady Bunch. I'm a product of LAUSD. I grew up in East LA. I went to all LAUSD schools. I eventually graduated from Wilson and El Sereno. Eventually, God blessed me with entrance into UCLA. Eventually, I followed the footsteps of my wife. I became a teacher. I worked in schools in Maywood and also in Bell. In one school, I worked for over 25 years. I worked for a total of 30 years in the district. This gift, my profession, was taken from me. You might ask why and how. Initially in October, when school started, actually last year, not this school year, but the 2021-22 school year, we were back on campus. But on October the 15th of 2022, I was no longer welcome on campus because of vaccine mandates. I could no longer step on foot at any LAUSD campus. Then the district gave me a harder push. May the 13th, 2022, the district put a barricade to my profession. On that day, the district sent an email to over 200 of us and said we no longer had a job. I was one of over 1,200 school district employees that was able to fill out the exemption. You accepted my exemption, gave me an accommodation to do online teaching. I was thankful for that. But that email said there was no longer a job, no room at the inn. But you say I had a choice. Well, the choices that email gave us were: one, take the vaccine, which I was never going to do; two, do an interactive process, which was really useless; and the third option was resign or retire. The email said we had to make this decision within 10 days. This is in late May. This was a difficult, hurtful, confusing blow. There was no help from our district or our union. So I stand here not just for myself, but for my colleagues. Please remove the vaccine mandate. There are many of us that want to
Thank you very much
work.
for your time, sir. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jessica Santiago, are you here? Jessica Santiago, if you're in the room, come on up. No, Jessica? Esperanza Martinez, are you here? Esperanza Martinez, come on in if you're here. Nelly Mendez, are you here in person? Miss Mendez, are you here in person? Karina Lopez, are you here? Miss Karina Lopez? Okay, let's give a shot to Miss Guillen. Are you on the line? Miss Guillen, if you're on the line, press *6 to unmute yourself, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak when you begin. Miss Guillen. Hello, I can hear you, Miss Guillen. You have 3 minutes. Hi, go ahead. You have 3 minutes to speak once you begin.
¿Aló?
Hi.
¿Me escuchas?
Sí, se escucha.
¿Aló?
Hello, Miss Guillen. Okay, I'm learning that the folks on the line cannot hear me. ¿Me escucha, mi señora Guillen? Okay, lo siento. We're going to have to take a second to sort this one out.
¿Aló? ¿Me pueden escuchar?
Sí, se escucha.
¿Aló?
Hello?
¿Aló?
We just want to confirm there's no one in the boardroom who has signed up for public comment who is here, correct? Okay,
No.
great. So just give us a minute as we figure out our technical difficulties. Apologies, and thank you for your patience.
We should be back up in just a few moments, folks. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate it.
Recording in progress.
Okay, we're going to try for Mr. Tokovsky. Are you on the line? Mr. Tokovsky, I believe you're on the line and good to go. You have 3 minutes to speak once you begin.
Why are you asking me to unmute? I can't hear you.
That's great. You have 3 minutes to begin.
Disconnected 6 times this morning. I'm the canary in the coal mine here. The technological glitch, and in addition, the web page of the district continues to be problematic for transparency and data. I'm just talking. I have no idea if I'm on or not. I'm calling back in.
David, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, the folks calling in cannot hear me unless they're listening live. So we're going to take another second to sort this out for about 2 minutes.
Hello. I have not been asked to speak, but it's asking me to.
David, can you hear me now by chance? Okay.
I think we should just call him.
Okay.
Yes, I am unmuted again. This is Mr. Tchaikovsky, the canary in the coal mine, who, since before 9 a.m., has been indicating there's a problem with the